Dr. Kissinger?
Yeah.
Mr. President?
Yeah, hi, Henry.
This was the best speech you've delivered since you've been in office.
Well, I don't know. I think November 3rd was better, but we will never have a moment. We'll never have a moment like that again.
Well, the November 3rd speech was not well delivered, Mr. President, if you remember.
Yeah.
It was a powerful speech.
Yeah.
This one was really movingly delivered. And I don't know whether you saw the commentary afterwards.
Of course, I don't look at the commentary.
Well,
I don't care what the bastards say.
Well, but this is so amazing. First of all, no one was fly-specking it. John Chancellor was very favorable. Everyone is saying a strong man sticking to his guns, carrying out his policy, not being driven off. Dan Rather, very positive. Marvin Kalf, very positive. The only guy who was fly-specking it a little bit is the Pentagon correspondent who had been...
How about Howard Smith? How'd he do? He would not.
At least I didn't see him.
Yeah. I'll say one thing. This little speech was a work of art. I mean, I know a little something about speech writing, and by the time we got it down in that little conclusion, I think that was done. And it was no act, because no actor could do it. But no actor in Hollywood could have done that well. I thought that was done well, didn't you think?
First of all, no actor could have written it. To begin with, you couldn't have done it unless you had meant it.
Yeah. But did that come across? I mean, it was...
Mr. President, I had, after all, heard it before.
Yeah.
I had a lump in my throat when I heard it.
Well, you know what brought a lump to mine, strangely enough. I always did. When I saw that little kid, I almost broke up, in the room that day, and I'll never forget.
I watched it with Haig and Lord, and they...
What did they think?
Absolutely moved and overwhelmed. They said this was tremendous.
Haig, Lord, too?
Lord, too, and...
He's sort of an intellectual. But Haig would...
Well, of course, Haig...
Haig liked our defense of the armed forces, too, didn't he? I really stuck it to him on that.
Very much. And the TV guys, who actually had treated me rather roughly in the question period...
Had they?
But gave back exactly what we gave them. These TV briefings pay off, but above all, you imposed on them a great deal of respect. This... I don't know what others will tell you, but this was the most favorable commentary I've heard, the most respectful one, anyway. And it was...
But you thought, how did it come off and delivered? I didn't look up much.
It was by far the best delivery I've heard you give. It was dignified, strong. It was not ingratiating. If anything can do it, I don't know what the results will be.
Oh, well, we won't do it.
But if it
could be, when I met with those leaders were a miserable lot, weren't they?
Well, Albert is all right, but...
Scott didn't. But I meant Scott. Ford's fine, but that goddamn Scott was... And Griffin, sucking around.
Well, Scott, anything you tell Scott, you might as well tell the New York Times.
No, but after you left, I stuck it to him. I said, look, on that point, I said, the Congress wants to take over, that's fine, but then they take the responsibility for this going down the drain, and that is clear, gentlemen. By God, I'm not going to let them get off of this hook.
Well, it is a disgrace, Mr. President.
Yeah.
You are saving this country. It is...
well, incidentally, let me say, screw the cabinet and the rest, though. As far as I'm concerned, I've made the speech now, and the rest of them, if they like it, fine, but I'm no more sucking around. And from now on, they come to me. Well, I'm sick of the whole bunch.
It's a speech that we can all be proud to have had the privilege to be associated with.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
It was also magnificently delivered. It was the best delivery.
The thing at the last was a good idea, wasn't it? To throw away the text
and also the way you put it away was very effective.
I mean, move the papers away.
Move the papers away.
Took a little time.
John Chancellor said you gave the whole speech without notes.
Yeah.
At the end.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I had no notes at the end.
No. He commented at the end of the...
Yeah, I see.
But he gave an absolutely favorable summary of it. And as I said, Rather and...
They're probably afraid Agnew jump on them.
And, well, no, this speech was hard to fly-spec, Mr. President.
Well, it's a goddamn good little speech, actually.
Well, deep down, they all know you're right. That's the hell of it.
And they know the other people are just... That's right.
They know
and the others are a bunch of goddamn cowards. And they...
Cowards and publicity seekers.
That's right.
I mean, there isn't...
Well, I'll tell you this, though, Henry. You've convinced me, the staff, except for Haldeman and one or
Ehrlichman has been.
Haldeman, Ehrlichman. Well, Schultz is fine, but he's in another league. But the staff generally screw them, and I mean they can do their jobs, but no more, nothing more. And as far as the cabinet, except for Connolly, the hell with them. I mean that's all there is to it.
Well, Mr. President, you've done this one.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, I don't care. I mean, right now, if it doesn't work, then let me say though, I'm going to find out soon, and then I'm going to turn right so goddamn hard it'll make your head swim. We'll bomb those bastards right off the earth. I really mean it.
Well,
I think you agree, don't you?
I think, Mr. President, we have to make fundamental decisions.
That's right.
In the next
That's right.
few weeks, seeing what the president brings back.
That's right. Well, yes. Well, but I mean, assuming he doesn't bring anything back, assuming they don't negotiate, then we turn right hard, Henry.
I think that's right.
And let's teach him. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Bye.
Mr. President.